Good, 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 good. Let me go check and make sure. Computer's running pretty nice and fast. Yeah. So I got some things figured out in the chat, like, because I know if you say disable comments, it does not mean that people can't chat. So I have all these restrictions on chat. So only approved users. There's nobody approved because I don't know how to approve people, like to find them. You're supposed to be by username, but Mike, he's just Mike in there. So I typed it in and I'm thinking, okay, it'll look back through the history of comments on my channel and it'll look for Mike, but no, because I was like, oh, Mike's is simple. There's only one Mike and it's just Mike. Really, it's Jersey Mike. But he's Mike from New Jersey. So you just have to. Jersey Mike. He should be an approved user. I don't know how to approve anybody, so it may just kind of black everything out. So I know if I get any bullcrap, you will disappear from my channel. I will not see anything. If you think you're getting through, you are not. I will immediately. Right, babe? We'll get them. And these people will harass me on like social media forever. If you would do me a huge, huge favor, if you would just delete those things out of like, I don't want to see them. It's just really upsetting. I will get this hate mail forever now. Well, for a lifetime. Yeah. Yeah. And cyberbullying that is like really bad. They got all that information. It's just like, well, my bank is Stonewall Jackson. And once you know who that is, you'll really be an American. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's just like, I have you. I can face the world. I have a lesson for you today, and it's really good nobody's there, like, because it's a bit personal, but I talked so much about radiance, and that's how I described what I see in you, and I believe you are seeing in me are like I said, we have pure hearts. That is our gift, and together combined, yeah, radiance. Okay, so what is radiance? Radiance passes through the air, and it does not excite the air. Nor is it blocked by the air. It just directly reflects the surface It takes a surface for that heat to be generated. Now, you see, because the whole world is an analogy of spiritually what lies above, really. Um, but yeah, radiance. I got to really thinking about what is radiance. How does it work? And I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, well, it's 5 degrees. Like, 'cause this is actually Julie. Actually, she was talking about one night last winter. It went down to negative 15 degrees. And when it was at its coldest, like in the morning when you're like going to work, um, she said she walked from one end of her driveway to the other, and she lives in like the suburbs. And she said that I think she checked the mail. She came back. When she came back inside, she's like, I'm like, yes, right. I'm like, pain. Your fingers did not feel cold, did they? They just hurt like oh, it hurts, And the difference between what negative 15 degrees, which I think somewhere corresponds between Celsius and Fahrenheit, is the same. I don't know if it's around that temperature, but that's a very cold temperature. You know, whichever you're talking about. And then she said 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's still pretty cold. Okay, you're talking. Um, I would say that's probably about. Well, no, I'd say it'd be about negative 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, you're still talking like cold. But what's the difference? You go outside in the daytime when it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit, or you're in the nighttime, especially when the moon is out. Why? Because the moon is actually cold light. Okay. Which is really interesting. How it actually makes things colder by its shining on a surface. That's what it does, though. But anyway, it's a little science. But this lesson, um, between nighttime and daytime, what is the difference? Radiance. Radiance directly from the sun reflecting on a surface. And that surface has to be pure in order for it to be utilized by him. And we have that. So yeah, heats things up. We can get through anything. Radiance. And they're gonna look in each other's eyes, and that's what, yeah. That's the thing, you know. Really, in looking into each other, we reassure each other of that. That we have each other. Um, just how radiant heat works. The air doesn't detect it, but it is there, and when it meets the right surface, heat. You and I have that right surface. But it's a little confusing when half of it is missing. And that was my life before you. I I had this gift. I told you, like I told people when like people would die and stuff, and it was right. Um, Special songs were played at the exact moment of death by random, uh, and I hadn't even heard that song in a long time. But yeah, it was the closing song in Gladiator. Actually, when my grandmother passed away, to the exact moment, and God had told me that she got saved, even though she was Catholic. Still, Catholic to death, but it, if she surrenders to Christ alone for her salvation, and some of those people still wander like lost sheep in that dead building. But nonetheless, he collects the lost sheep, you know that. But yeah, like I said, some of them have wandered into that haunt of demons, that awful Vatican place. Most horrible atrocities have gone on there. But it's like I don't feel ashamed to talk like that, even if I upset one of them, because I was one. I was an altar boy for like 10 years. Yep. And I was not molested by a priest. Nope, nope, nope. The one was really, he was a bit odd. He had a pretty fiery temper, but he was really, 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 really funny, and predictably so, because he was stern still while he like did it, But like when he would sprinkle his he would on I thought he was being funny. I wonder if all that time I used to laugh because I was really young. But yeah, he smelled sweet, and I liked that smell. But then I later found out, that's what someone's breath smells like when they're an alcoholic. I was like, whoa, all right. I remember I had the funniest story. Okay, so yeah, his name was Father Savage. Okay. And then I remember always thinking about how the wasp that landed on the altar, and he just like unloaded on that thing with the nearest thing that he could grab, which was like something that was like, I mean, it's like ritualistic. Like, oh my goodness, like this guy really is a savage. Okay, so anyway, what he was like. Here, would you hold on to this, please? And as a boy, I was a very dozy boy. Okay, and I'm my mother's son. Yeah, like my mother. Here it is with the news. My dad talking to her. She's like, she just up and down, like on the couch. Like she just been that way consistently. And with me, at least it seems like it was more of a phase. When I really altered my lifestyle once, when I was a river guide, when I was like really buff and in shape, like just because of my summer job. I mean, I would still look exactly the same, even though like it's 20 years later, and it's like I'm still that young kid with a dream, just coming into adulthood. I feel like, you know, in that 15 years, what was it? Like, well, when I even just tell you about it, you know what it was like. And for you and me to be as interested as we are, like, that we're so damn fetishy, like, and we get to be us, like, which you've been rescued from. Yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was so dead. Oh, oh goodness. Look, uh, I really felt compelled. I'm so dead inside. That's what I was. That's what I was. And I'll tell you what, in the office, really think about though, Michael Scott. Always kind of really like the funny guy. And here's the thing, Michael's so politically incorrect. So honestly, his jokes, they are pretty damn funny. Because like he's so politically incorrect. Like so he actually is funny. How would you like to have a boss like him? Like, and here's the thing, he's so um I don't know, if you figure out a way to kind of inch your way into being liked by him for something, and how you want to interest him is maybe something you bake. God, like, honey, I'll just like give over the that special blueberry muffin. Oh my gosh, they are so out of this world with the coconut oil. And I expected, like a lot of improvement, and what I got was a lot of improvement, and then some. I would say the taste was so outstanding, and in the batter that was just kind of a little flat. What is this hint of lush, like coconut flavor, like to fill those void spaces when, maybe you don't have quite as many blueberries as you wish you had. You're filling it with something delicious because it's got that flavor, and it seems more, it's vibrant. Yeah, it's done. That recipe is. Didn't I say that at any point yet, though? I still don't know if I'm completely 100% convinced on the crumb topping going in before it goes in the oven at all. Here's why. I don't know. Maybe I need to stop doing this, but I feel compelled to really try to dry it out with some um, powdered sugar, or in the YouTube poop world, uh, powdered powdered shush. Oh my gosh. Those videos we did watch some together. I think you did enjoy this quite a bit. I hope, because um those really get me going. However, there's ones that like cross the line, you know, for various reasons, you know. Like there's ones that have like they call it ear rape, where basically you're watching the video, that's funny, and then all of a sudden, there's like this like death metal music, you know, like, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I hate that stuff, absolutely fiercely hate it, like any kind of aggressive music like that. It bothers me a lot. Overstimulation just puts me into a trance-like state, actually. I don't really know where my mind goes. It's just kind of, I can't really see, and that would be hypoxic shock. That my anxiety is that great that. Um, all right, so here was my triggering event. Okay, I was with my ex-wife, and she liked the monster truck rallies. You might enjoy. It's very American, so I don't know. I could kind of see you maybe enjoying that. Um, but yeah, it was her thing, you know, and I forget which one she liked the best. Grave Digger, probably. It's so morbid. My ex. Uh, yeah, a little creepy, if you ask me. Mortuary science, really. Oh my goodness. Whether that's what she's going after still or not, I do not know. Very flaky, you know. She's not going to be flaky about Kyle though. I do not think that she's flaky in that way, actually. And I think she met a perfectly normal individual, who's very intelligent, you know, as far as what he wanted. One exotic thing about him that would set him apart from normal. Well, living with the disability of being an albino. He is legally blind. However, he can um, he can see some. Um, his phone, if he's got to hold it at a really certain distance, and I mean it's like really close. Um, so he's able to function on his phone pretty well. He's gotten adapted to it, and he's an engineer. He's very rich, and my ex is very proud of that. And um, I was pretty much like she's like, it is so nice, and I'm just kind of like, eh, I don't care. I'm in love. That put her in tears. I think that she found something really comfortable. This guy does not want kids, and that is something, you know, unique. And my ex really did not either. And so that they are a perfect match because of that. Like, how about that? If that's what you really got, like a childless marriage is what you desire, and to be pretty quick to set a wedding date, and oh, he's gonna sweep in with all this money, I'm sure, into it. But he's gonna make a show of it that it was he that spent it, and not uh the bride's parents. Yeah, they kind of pay for the wedding a lot of times. And I'll tell you right now, I know my ex's parents. They're not going to be able to pay for knitting. So out goes that formality, right? Uh, and I don't know if he is going to like other individuals in that family. I really don't see that him respecting my ex's parents at all. He's gonna look at them like, you dirty, ugh, you know, dirty people. Like, what I mean by it, my ex mother-in-law lost a good portion of her foot to diabetes. It was left untreated for an extremely long time. She knew, but she didn't want to think about it or anything. She didn't want to create any kind of scene because she was so dedicated to her husband, even though she hated him, and would probably, at certain points of her life, consider murdering him and having a huge life insurance um, payout if she did it right. Because he can be such an intolerant man of such fierce anger. And I mean, he's built like he's built like a gorilla. Like, he's terrifying. He is extremely strong. Now he's the one with diabetes, okay? And he was treating it and everything. And my ex mother in law did nothing, even though she knew what happened. Her sugar spiked so high when she was driving that she drifted off the road and rolled her vehicle several times, and into a field. And when the paramedics arrived and everything, her blood sugar was extremely high, and she was in like diabetic unconsciousness, um, and that is what caused her to drift off the road. She lost consciousness because of her blood sugar condition. However, she was actually not injured really badly at all in the car accident. However, when she got to the hospital, they removed like her shoe and sock, and apparently they say it was the worst smell. Like, she had necrotic tissue rotting. Her foot was rotting. Um, they had to remove part of her foot because she neglected herself like that, to that extent that they couldn't even save. Uh, I remember very, very vividly that she would like hobble on that one foot, you know, always that same foot. It caused her to like, yeah, for a pretty good length of time, you know, I'm saying. And that is very, very um, tragic that someone would let themselves go. She had to know. And she was always wearing shoes or socks and sandals. But I don't even know if she did that. When it got to that point, jeez, gosh. They had to install a ramp and stuff, but she was in a nursing home when when all this happened still. But they were talking about putting a ramp in, and then suddenly I was out of the loop, completely cut from her family, who abused me as a son-in-law and brother-in-law. Yeah, I was abused. I was like, oh, get JJ to do it. JJ never says no. He can't say no. And they would point out, like, psst, basically, how to control him, like, basically, here, I'll give the keys to my friend, for a weekend or something, like, and like, he'll do whatever you ask or something, like, I don't know, something horrible. And I'm so glad that it's just you and me in here now. When they come, if they come, maybe they come in here now, and then they realize, oh, well, we don't even have any opportunity to chat, so we're just gonna leave. Yeah, because it's you and me, and we are about to meet. And I know that story was a little deep about the radiance and what it means in our lives. And there's all these parables that because you still use that same word, radiance. Radiance, what does it really mean, And that word was stuck in my mind, radiance. It's how it works. They're just like bugs on a windshield. Ka-ting! Nasty bugs. Bugs that want to bite you. Now, if a friend comes, I am sure they would stay. Or maybe one of those was just checking in. But no matter, this thing is Stonewall Jackson, I think, like I said. That was the Hearst reference that I was talking about. Yes, I think what I've done to the chat is phenomenal, and I think it's doing a really good job. If it be a friend that comes in, I'll be like, oh, you requested, if it's somebody that is good, Toby or Mike or Lakeisha or, oh goodness, there's many good people on this channel. They come from all walks of life. The channel is really growing, and quite a few of those people probably start on one video that is pretty normal to the world, I guess, and then they see me posting a pooing video and they're like, bro, what? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Poos and farts fetish. That's fun. Oh, I was like really thinking about tickling fart bubbles in the tub. You follow your butt crack like oh yeah, I'm feeling it today too, babe. Sit in the tub together. I'm really afraid that I'm gonna go over backwards on this thing though. Like there's an ottoman back there. It's covered. It's a covered surface, but it's still not fun. It's like that pole out there with a chicken in it. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. The pole with a chicken in it. I want to go see it real quick. Probably use a breath of fresh air would be nice. Pole with the chicken. Car's opened up. Gotta put antifreeze coolant because it's almost out. All right, pole with the chicken. Here we go. A little adventure here. These things are starting to bloom.